What if just 9 exercises could build every muscle you need? Most people train randomly, and it shows. But to build a complete functional body, you need to develop 9 key muscles across 3 movement patterns. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 9 suspension trainer exercises that hit these muscles and movements for maximum lasting results. To start, let me show you how to build a V-shaped back that's sag resistant. Your lats at the sides of your back act like suspension bridge cables. They pull from the sides to stabilize your whole back under load. Plus, they give you that athletic V-shape when developed. But how do you build them and the V-shaped torso? Let me show you. Grab the straps with your palms facing upwards, elbows pulled back, chest out and lats tight. Create a slight angle, then slowly lower yourself down over 2 seconds. But here's the mistake most people make. As you reach the bottom, actively push your arms forward to stretch your lats. Don't just fall into a hang, or you lose tension and growth on the lat muscles. Once you feel that deep stretch, then drive your elbows back and down alongside your body to pull up over 2 seconds. Then at the top, continue driving your elbows back as hard as you can to squeeze your lats and hold this squeeze for 2 seconds. Now, let's move on to the most popular muscle that every man wants to build, but most do it completely wrong. Most people want a chest that pops for looks, but your pecs are actually the engine behind every push you make. Your shoulders and triceps steer, your chest provides that raw force. Weak pecs mean weak pushes. So how do you build that chest strength effectively? Let me show you. You might expect a chest press to be the staple exercise here, but I actually prefer a chest dip variation because it allows you to get a deeper stretch on the chest muscles. Set your straps to a long length and place them under your arms holding the straps. Straighten your arms and then focus on squeezing your chest muscles hard by trying to make your elbows touch each other. That action is the key to chest muscle activation. Then slowly lower yourself down over 2 seconds. Now watch this part. At the bottom, focus on contracting your shoulder blades back to open up your chest and feel a deep stretch. Pause here for a second. Then push down and away to rise back up over 2 seconds. And as you reach the top, focus on bringing your elbows together again to really squeeze your chest muscles hard. If you've downloaded my free guide, The 7 Skills to Build Muscle with a Suspension Trainer, link below, you'll recognize this as the muscle tension principle in action. Hold that top squeeze for another 2 seconds. But the problem here is most people are too chest strong, pulling their shoulders forward. This next exercise fixes that. Think of your chest and upper back like a tug-of-war between 10 sumo wrestlers and 10 grannies. The sumo wrestlers, your chest muscles, are pulling with massive force. The weaker grannies, your upper back muscles, are getting dragged across the line, unable to hold their ground. This one-sided battle is why your shoulders round forward and your neck aches. So how do you strengthen these weak back muscles to stand tall with your chest out? Let me show you. Start at the top, elbows up and pulled back, chest out. Create a slight angle, then slowly lower yourself over 2 seconds, resisting gravity. As you reach the bottom, actively push your arms forward to stretch your upper back. Don't just fall into a hang, or you lose tension on the muscles. Now this part is crucial. Then focus on driving your elbows up and out away from your body to pull up over 2 seconds. Then at the top, squeeze your upper back muscles together and hold it for another 2 seconds. Next, let me show you how to unlock your mind-muscle connection and dynamic leg flexibility. Your hamstrings aren't just for leg movement. They control your hip hinge, like the metal hinge on a door manages the bend. When they're weak, your lower back takes over every time you bend or lift, leading to injury. And if they're tight, you can't train them properly in the first place. So how do you strengthen them and increase their dynamic flexibility in one? Let me show you. Start by standing on one leg, using the straps as support. Create a slight angle by leaning back into the straps. Then, slowly hinge at your hips over 2 seconds, pushing them back while keeping your leg nearly straight with just a slight bend in the knees. Lower yourself until you feel a deep stretch in your hamstrings and pause there for 2 seconds. Now this is where it looks weird, but trust me, drop your ego and stick with it. Then drive your hips forward in a slow thrusting movement by squeezing your hamstrings really hard. Keep that slight bend in your knees at the top and focus on squeezing your hamstrings extra hard. Next, let me show you the ultimate hinge exercise that builds your core, shoulders and stability in a single movement. This exercise is like a Swiss Army knife for your body. Most exercises isolate one muscle, but this trains your entire kinetic trunk to work as a unit. Plus, it carves out a strong shoulder girdle and a tight midsection. So how do you master this all in one move? Let me show you. Set your straps to ankle height and place both feet inside. Get into a stable plank position with straight arms. If that's too much, go onto your forearms. Now, slowly lift your hips just a few inches towards the ceiling. Pause there for 2 seconds, then lower back down to the plank and hold for another 2 seconds. Over time, gradually lift your hips higher and higher. Once you can comfortably hold your hips at the top, you're doing the full plank to pike flow exercise. Take it slow, pausing at the top and bottom to reduce momentum and increase your isometric strength. Next, let me show you how to build the one muscle that makes you look great in short shorts. Your glutes are the V6 engine of your lower body. They should power you upstairs and on hikes. But for most people who sit at a desk all day, that engine's switched off. So how do you turn that powerful engine back on? Let me show you. Set the straps to about mid-calf height and place both feet in the straps. Lift your bum an inch off the ground. This is your starting position. No resting on the floor. Now don't skip this. Before you even move, close your eyes and squeeze your glutes hard. Visualize them contracting. If you've downloaded my free suspension training guide, link below, you'll recognize this mind-muscle connection technique. Then drive your feet down into the straps and raise your hips as high as you can over 2 seconds, making sure to maintain that squeeze on the glutes. Pause at the top, giving an extra hard squeeze to your glutes for 2 seconds. Then slowly lower yourself back down over 2 seconds, pausing before your glutes touch the floor. Next, let me show you how to rebuild your lost primal mobility. Your hip, knee and ankle joints are like gate hinges. Without regular maintenance, they rust shut. This exercise isn't about aesthetics. It's about reclaiming your primal mobility and unlocking movement capabilities you never knew you had. But how do you do that? Let me show you. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. Create a slight angle by leaning back into the straps. Now this is super important. Before you descend, squeeze your hamstrings and glutes to activate them. Then resist gravity and slowly lower yourself into a deep squat by imagining you are crushing a big stability ball between your heels and bum. This will help you pull your body down using your hamstring muscles rather than dropping and putting stress through your knees. Pause at the bottom, keeping your knees outward and gradually rock from side to side for 5 seconds. Then drive through your heels and squeeze your hamstrings to rise back up over 2 seconds. At the top, don't lock out. Otherwise, it transfers attention to your quad muscles. Keep a slight bend in your knees and squeeze your hamstrings again for another 2 seconds. Next, let's turn that primal mobility into real leg strength. Most people train both legs together and unknowingly stay weak on one leg. But build single leg strength and you create balance and athleticism. So how do you build that safely? Let me show you. Grab the straps and stand on one leg. Then slightly lean your body forward and squeeze your quad muscles hard. Then lower yourself slowly over 2 seconds using the straps for support. Here's where most people cheat. As you reach the bottom, don't rest. Pause just before your glutes touch your calf, keeping the tension on your quads. Then drive down through your heels to squat back up over 2 controlled seconds. At the top, give your quads a hard squeeze for another 2 seconds. If you're new to pistol squats, start by only going halfway down. Pause briefly, then push back up. Gradually, week by week, challenge yourself to go lower and lower. Next, let me show you how to build explosive power to complement the strength and mobility you've just developed. Think of your muscles like lightning. They have the ability to release power in explosive bursts. But our modern lives rarely demand this use from us. So explosive power is one of the first things to fade as you age. But how do you develop explosive power from home? Let me show you. The beauty of jumping lies in its simplicity and efficiency. While endurance training operates on volume, Power training works on intensity. Just a handful of maximum effort jumps can deliver a stimulus that hours of conventional exercise never approach. It's not about duration, it's about muscle and nervous system demand. Begin where your current abilities allow. This might be simple ankle hops, from which you can progress to full depth jump squats. The key isn't the height or complexity, but the intent. Maximum effort for as many repetitions as you can. Now you've got these 9 exercises, but how do you actually use them? Well, here's what I recommend. Aim to hit each movement pattern 2 to 4 times a week. That doesn't mean you need to do all 9 exercises every session. Just make sure you're covering the patterns consistently. When you train, prioritize 3 things. First, use full range of motion you can control. Second, stay pain-free. If something hurts, adjust or skip it. And third, focus on progression over time. That could mean more reps, slower tempo, or harder variations. Just keep pushing forward week by week. I go into this deeper in my free suspension training guide, the link's below. And if you want to keep it ultra simple and beginner friendly, here's a template you can use each session until you get stronger. For squat pattern, do primal squats. For hinge pattern, hamstring leg extension. For push pattern, do chest dips. For pull pattern, do high rows. And master the plank to pike press, doing a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. That covers everything your body needs. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. But here's the thing, a lot of guys ask me, Coach Adam, I really want to be able to do 1, 3, or even 10 pull-ups. How can I build this strength safely? If that's you, then watch this video next and I'll show you the 3 suspension trainer exercises and exactly how to do them to dramatically improve your pull-up strength in 3 weeks.